Right now, in this very moment, your person exists in a space of profound tenderness and vulnerability. Their heart is not simply touched by thoughts of you, it is overflowing with them, brimming with a mixture of desire, emotion, and an almost magnetic pull that draws them toward you in ways they cannot fully explain or control. This attraction they feel is not superficial or fleeting. It runs deeper than the physical realm, extending into territories of the soul where true intimacy is born. They yearn for connection with you that transcends the boundaries of mere touch, seeking instead a union that encompasses both body and spirit, flesh and emotion, presence and essence. What they long for is intimacy in its truest, most complete form. Yes, they desire the physical closeness that comes with love, the warmth of skin against skin, the comfort of being held, the passion that ignites when two souls recognize each other. But beyond that, what they truly crave is emotional intimacy, the kind that allows two people to stand naked before each other not just physically, but spiritually and emotionally as well. They want to know the depths of your heart just as they want you to know theirs. They want to create a sacred space where vulnerability is not only welcomed but celebrated, where both of you can shed the armor you wear in the outside world and simply be yourselves, raw and real and beautifully human. However, despite this intense longing, they are acutely aware of something that stands between you both like an invisible barrier. They can sense the wall that has been constructed, brick by brick, through past hurts and misunderstandings. They notice the distance you have deliberately created, and they recognize the anger that still lingers in your energy when you think of them. This awareness weighs upon their spirit like a heavy stone, pressing down on their chest and making it difficult to breathe freely. The knowledge that you harbor resentment or pain because of them creates a deep ache within their being. They wish, more than anything they have ever wished for, that they could dissolve that tension, melt away the ice that has formed between your hearts, and return to a space where safety, playfulness, and openness reign once more. What they truly miss, what haunts them in quiet moments and visits them in dreams, is the version of you that once existed without walls. They remember so vividly the way you used to let down your guard when you were with them, how you allowed yourself to be emotionally vulnerable and trusting in their presence. That soft, genuine side of you, the part that laughed freely, spoke honestly, and loved without reservation, is what they cherish most deeply. In their memory, that aspect of you shines like a precious gem, irreplaceable and beautiful beyond measure. The absence of it now feels like a physical ache in their chest, a hollow space where warmth once resided, and they find themselves longing to witness that openness again, to be trusted by you once more. Despite the distance that currently separates you, despite the walls and the anger and the pain, they have not given up. In fact, their determination to find a way back to you burns stronger than ever. Your person is not simply sitting in passive regret, wishing things were different. No, they are actively thinking about reaching out, planning their approach, considering how best to bridge this gap that has grown between you. They imagine themselves making the first move, perhaps through a heartfelt message carefully crafted to express everything they feel, or maybe through a letter written by hand, ink on paper carrying the weight of genuine emotion, or possibly even through a direct conversation where they can look into your eyes and let you see the sincerity that lives in their soul. They want to build a bridge back to you with words and actions that demonstrate beyond any doubt that their intentions are pure and their feelings are real. It is crucial to understand that what they seek is not merely physical closeness, though they certainly long for that as well. What they truly desire is something far more profound, a deeper reconnection where both of you can open your hearts again without fear or hesitation. They imagine a relationship with you that is steady and stable, built on a foundation of equality, trust, and mutual devotion. In their vision of what could be, both of you stand as equals, neither above nor below the other, each bringing their own strength and vulnerability to create something greater than either could achieve alone. They dream of a partnership where the bond between you is rooted not in dependency or obligation, but in genuine love and respect that flows freely in both directions. In their mind's eye, they see a future where such a relationship would allow both of you to claim each other fully, without fear standing in the way, without doubt casting shadows on your happiness, without insecurity creating unnecessary distance between your hearts. They want the kind of partnership where you both have the right and the freedom to belong to one another openly, without hesitation, without second-guessing every word and gesture, and without holding anything back out of fear of being hurt. This is not a casual fantasy for them. This is a deep, soul-level desire for true partnership. When your person looks at you, they do not simply see someone they are attracted to or someone who makes them feel good in the moment. They see so much more than that. They see a true life partner, someone with whom they could build an entire existence. In their eyes, you embody the qualities of an ideal spouse, someone who is nurturing yet strong, compassionate yet resilient, tender yet capable of standing firm when necessary. You possess a rare balance of softness and strength that they deeply admire and respect. They observe the way you move through the world, the way you handle challenges, the way you care for others, and they recognize in you someone who would be not just a lover, but a teammate, a confidant, a co-creator of a beautiful life. They know, with absolute certainty, that life with you would be a blessing they could never take for granted, a gift they would treasure every single day. They dream of taking a leap of faith with you, of stepping boldly into a future together with courage and trust as your guides. To them, this connection is not something casual or fleeting, not a passing attraction that will fade with time. No, this is something sacred, something rare and precious that deserves to be honored and protected. It is filled with love that runs deep, passion that burns bright, and a rare kind of emotional understanding that they have not experienced with anyone else in their life. You understand them in ways others never have, and they feel truly seen and known in your presence, and that kind of connection is not something they are willing to let go of easily. Still, despite all this love and longing, they carry the heavy weight of regret for the times when they withdrew from you, when they went silent and distant, leaving you confused and hurt. Your person has been through what can only be described as a hermit-like period, a time of deep retreat when they turned inward and pulled away from the world, including from you. This withdrawal happened because of the toxicity and imbalance present in their own life during that time. They felt overwhelmed by challenges and circumstances that seemed insurmountable, drowning in problems that made them question their own worth and capabilities. In those dark moments, they genuinely feared that they could not give you the stability and devotion that you truly deserve. Rather than risking disappointing you or burdening you with their struggles, they made the painful decision to pull back, to create distance, thinking perhaps that this was the kinder choice. But that retreat, though motivated by a misguided attempt to protect you, has left them with an even deeper and more intense longing for you now. The absence has not lessened their feelings, it has amplified them, made them more aware of what they are missing, more conscious of the void in their life where you once stood. It weighs heavily on them as they realize just how much they miss your presence, your energy, your laughter, your touch, your voice, everything that makes you uniquely you. The absence of your energy has left them feeling restless and incomplete, tossing and turning through sleepless nights, constantly aware that they cannot easily replace what they feel for you, that what you shared was not ordinary or common but extraordinary and rare. Even in their solitude, even during their darkest hours of isolation, one truth has become crystal clear to them, shining through the confusion like a beacon in the night. You are the only person with whom they feel safe enough to be completely vulnerable. This realization is both beautiful and terrifying for them. With you, and only with you, they can shed the masks they wear for the rest of the world, the personas they adopt to navigate daily life, the defenses they maintain to protect themselves from being hurt. With you, they can show their weaknesses without fear of judgment, reveal their scars without shame, open their heart without the constant worry that it will be mishandled or broken. That kind of intimacy, that depth of trust and safety, is extraordinarily rare in this world, and they treasure it beyond measure, recognizing it as one of the most valuable gifts they have ever received. They see you as their strength, as the anchor that steadies them when life feels chaotic and unpredictable. Your love, your energy, and even your silence have a profound effect on them, touching them more deeply than anything or anyone else ever has. You make them feel truly seen and understood in ways they never thought possible. And they realize now, with the clarity that sometimes only comes through loss and absence, that losing this connection would mean losing something irreplaceable, something they might never find again in this lifetime. What they crave going forward is balance and equality, a relationship characterized by equal give and take, where love flows freely and abundantly in both directions like a river that never runs dry. They do not want to be the one who simply receives or takes without giving back in equal measure. That kind of one-sided dynamic feels wrong to them now, incomplete and unsustainable. Instead, they dream of offering you the same depth of love, the same level of effort, and the same unwavering devotion that you have shown them. They want to stand beside you as a true partner, someone you can rely on without question, someone who nurtures you and supports you, someone who protects and cherishes the bond you share as if it were the most precious thing in existence. Their vision of love with you is not one-sided but harmonious, a union built on reciprocity, mutual respect, and genuine partnership where both people feel valued, heard, and loved. Even though they know they have made mistakes in the past, even though they recognize their own failures and shortcomings, they do not want to give up on this connection. They refuse to accept that your story together has reached its final chapter. They want to reach out with genuine intention, to open their heart completely and honestly, to prove through both words and actions that this love is worth fighting for, worth the risk, worth the effort. In their mind, your story is not finished, it is only in a difficult chapter, a challenging phase that can be healed with honesty, open communication, and genuine love. They want to replace the current distance and anger with closeness and tenderness. They want to hear laughter return to your conversations, they want vulnerability to flourish again between you, and they want the spark that first brought you together to burn brighter and more steadily than ever before. At the very core of their feelings, beneath all the complexity and confusion, lies this simple but profound truth: they love you, they miss you desperately, and they cannot imagine building a future without you in it. You are not just a fleeting desire that will pass with time, not a passing thought that will fade from memory. You are their strength, their inspiration, and the person who brings true meaning to their emotional world. To them, this love is worth the leap of faith it requires, worth every ounce of effort they must put forth, and worth every challenge they will face along the way. They find themselves constantly seeking distractions because the silence without you has become unbearable, a deafening void that follows them everywhere they go. At night especially, when the world grows quiet and external noise fades away, the absence of your presence feels like a deep ache that no words can adequately soothe or express. They have come to dread those hours, those long stretches of darkness when the world sleeps but their mind refuses to rest, when their own thoughts grow loud and overwhelming, echoing fears and memories they desperately wish they could silence or escape. They tell themselves stories to cope, they keep themselves busy with tasks and activities, they try every possible method to avoid sitting still with their feelings. But deep down, beneath all the distraction and avoidance, they know the truth that they can no longer hide from. They are trying to escape the pain of not having you near, trying to outrun the emptiness that has settled into their life since you have been absent from it. They can no longer lie to themselves or pretend that everything is fine. They cannot maintain the facade that they are managing well without you, and every part of their being aches for your touch, longs to hear your voice, yearns for your presence in ways that words struggle to capture. When they first met you, something fundamental inside them shifted in a way they did not fully understand at the time. They started to see the world differently, as if the colors had been muted and dull before you entered their life, and suddenly, through your presence, everything became vibrant and alive with possibility and beauty. Flowers seemed brighter and more fragrant, the air felt lighter and easier to breathe, and even the smallest, most mundane details of daily life carried new meaning and significance. They began loving the world around them because of the love they felt for you, as if you had handed them a new set of eyes and said, "Here, see what I see, experience life the way I experience it." Through you, they saw beauty and wonder where there had once been only emptiness and routine. But now, without you here beside them, it feels like trying desperately to hold on to sunlight after it has already set, trying to grasp something that has slipped through their fingers. The memory of that warmth remains, glowing softly in their mind, but the reality they face each day is cold and harsh by comparison. They struggle even to form complete, coherent thoughts sometimes, their mind drifting aimlessly, their sentences faltering midstream, their heart feeling too heavy and burdened to carry forward. All they can think about is the pain they have caused you, the mistakes they have made that cannot be undone, and how deeply and genuinely they regret every single one of those failures. They know with every fiber of their being, with absolute certainty that transcends logic or reason, that you are their other half, their missing piece. Two souls that belong together, two pieces of the same puzzle meant to find each other in this vast, chaotic, often confusing world. And yet here they are, separated from you by walls of their own making, trying desperately to make sense of a life that feels fundamentally incomplete without your presence to anchor and steady them. Meeting you was like having a massive weight suddenly lifted from their shoulders, a burden they had carried for so long that they had forgotten what it felt like to stand upright and breathe freely. Suddenly, they could breathe again without that crushing pressure on their chest. They could see clearly through eyes that had been clouded by pain and disappointment. It was not just love in the conventional sense, it was a kind of spiritual awakening, a profound transformation that reached into the deepest, most hidden parts of their being and changed them forever. You made them feel truly alive in a way they had not felt in years, perhaps had never felt before. You gave them hope when they had become cynical, and for the first time in a very long time, they felt like they had found a place where they truly belonged, a home not made of walls and roofs but of connection and understanding. By your side, in your presence, they finally felt they could be themselves completely. There are things inside them they have never told anyone, shadows they have hidden carefully from the world, secrets they have buried deep where no one could find them. These are the parts of themselves they have been ashamed of, the experiences they have tried to forget, the wounds that have never fully healed. And yet with you, they feel an overwhelming urge to open up completely, to reveal every single part of themselves, the beautiful and the broken, the light and the dark, the triumphs and the failures. You are the only person who makes them believe they could be truly understood even at their darkest, even when they are at their worst and most vulnerable. You have seen the light in them, recognized their goodness and potential, but you have also glimpsed the darkness that lurks beneath the surface, the flaws and fears they usually keep hidden. And somehow, miraculously, you have not turned away in disgust or judgment. That kind of love, that level of acceptance, is rare beyond measure, precious like a diamond found in impossible darkness, almost divine in its purity and power. To be loved not despite one's flaws but as a complete human being, darkness and light together, that is what they have found in you. The thought of not having you around, of living a life where you are absent, fills them with a kind of anxiety they cannot fully explain or articulate. It is more than simple loneliness, deeper than just missing someone's company. It is a fundamental sense that the world itself has tilted off its proper axis, that reality has become somehow wrong and distorted. Their existence without you feels like a punishment for the mistakes they have made in the past, a consequence for sins both remembered and forgotten. They replay their wrong turns constantly, examining their moments of weakness under a harsh internal spotlight, wondering if this painful separation is some kind of cosmic penance they must endure. The days without you feel impossibly longer, stretching out endlessly, and the nights feel even longer still, dark hours that seem to have no end. They are left with nothing but the echo of their own remorse, their own regrets bouncing back at them from empty walls and silent rooms. Being in love, they have discovered, can be the most beautiful thing in the world, a source of joy and meaning that transcends all other experiences. But it can also hurt more deeply than anything else, cutting straight to the core of one's being. It is a paradox they are living through every single day, this strange duality of love's nature. When they are with you, when they exist in your presence and bask in your energy, it feels like heaven itself, like every good thing they have ever imagined rolled into one perfect moment. But when they are without you, when distance and silence stretch between you, it feels like exile from paradise, like being cast out from the only place they have ever truly belonged.